Raghav and Amara's relationship was once a safe haven amidst life's storms. When they were together, the world felt smaller, quieter, as if they existed in a separate reality known only to them. Raghav saw Amara as his muse and the embodiment of everything beautiful. She would laugh at his silly jokes, sometimes playfully smudging paint on his cheek as they worked side by side in his dimly lit studio, creating dreams that felt tangible. But as time passed, the hardships gnawed at Amara's resolve. She saw her friends moving up in their careers while she struggled to make ends meet with Raghav. Love alone, she reasoned, couldn't feed a person, couldn't pay bills or fulfill dreams. She left, her departure as swift as it was silent. Raghav was left staring at the empty apartment, her absence like a phantom lingering in every corner. He could still feel her warmth on the couch, her laughter echoing faintly against the bare walls. It was a wound that never healed. After Amara left, Raghav's life became a blur of sleepless nights and endless work. His heart ached, every beat a reminder of her absence. He poured his heartbreak into his art, capturing the agony of lost love and betrayal on canvas. His work transformed from hopeful dreams to haunting masterpieces that seemed to echo with a silent scream. He created pieces that left audiences feeling the pain he couldn't express aloud, each brushstroke a testament to the scars she left behind. In his loneliness, he found an unexpected form of solace and anonymity. Fame came knocking, but Raghav wore his heartbreak as a shield, refusing to let the world see him. Despite his success, every piece was a love letter to Amara, a mixture of longing, anger, and bitterness disguised in splashes of color and shadow. At the grand party, Amara feels a magnetic pull toward the artworks displayed. She's captivated by a particular piece, an abstract painting that feels heartbreakingly familiar. It's as if the colors are whispering secrets, echoing a love she once knew. There's something haunting in the way the artist captures pain, beauty, and loss, emotions she thought only she could understand. Her thoughts drift back to Raghav, and she feels a pang of regret, a dull ache she has carried like a shadow since the day she left. She wonders, for the first time in years, what could have been. But as she wanders the lavish hallways admiring the artist's work, she feels an eerie sensation, as if someone is watching her. It's unnerving, yet oddly thrilling, and every glimpse into the next room feels like a glimpse into her past with Raghav. In the secluded corridors, she stumbles into a dimly lit gallery. The room is filled with mirrors, each one reflecting a version of herself. In one, she sees herself as she was in her younger days, smiling, hopeful, and filled with love. In another, she sees herself the day she left Raghav, her eyes cold but her heart breaking. Suddenly, a figure appears in the mirrors, a silhouette lurking in the darkness. Her heart races, a mix of fear and curiosity. She feels a whisper, barely audible, calling her name. She turns, and standing there, half in shadow and half in light, is Raghav. The years have transformed him. He's sharper, more refined, his gaze piercing and intense. For a moment, she's paralyzed, feeling the weight of his gaze as if he can see right into her soul. The air between them feels charged, the unspoken tension nearly unbearable. When Raghav speaks, his voice is calm but cold, laced with the weight of 1,000 unshed tears. "Did you ever wonder what happened after you left?" he asks, his voice barely above a whisper. Amara's heart aches. She can sense his pain, raw and unhealed. She tries to respond, to apologize, but the words choke her. She realizes that she's standing before the man she abandoned, a man who has built an empire from the ashes of her betrayal. Raghav's voice softens, but his words cut deep. "I loved you with everything I had. You left because you thought I wasn't enough." The room feels heavy, the silence thick with memories and regrets. Her heart shatters as she realizes how deeply she hurt him, how her choices left him scarred. Despite the anger simmering in his eyes, she sees the faint glimmer of something else, a love that never truly faded, masked by years of bitterness. She takes a step closer, her voice barely a whisper. "I never stopped loving you." For the first time, she sees him hesitate, the hard lines of his face softening. The distance between them feels infinite, and yet so close, a line neither is willing to cross, but both are desperate to. Amara and Raghav, drawn together again, find themselves in the center of a storm. Raghav has enemies, powerful people from his rise to fame who envy his influence and are determined to take him down. They threaten him with cryptic messages and close calls, and one night, A break-in at his studio forces him and Amara to flee to a secluded safe house, deep in the mountains. The isolation is both thrilling and terrifying. The silence of the night surrounds them, punctuated only by the crackling of the fire. Amara feels the weight of Raghav's presence beside her, every breath he takes stirring something deep within her. The air between them is charged, as if each unspoken word could ignite into flames. They sit across from each other, close but cautious, with shadows from the fire dancing across their faces. Raghav's eyes are intense, filled with a mixture of hurt and desire. Amara reaches out, her fingers trembling as they trace over a scar on his hand, a remnant of the struggles he's been through. "Do you think I wanted to forget you?" He murmurs, his voice low and filled with pain. "You left, and I tried to erase every part of you from my heart, but I failed. I kept loving you, even when I wanted to hate you." The honesty of his words leaves Amara breathless. Her heart aches, every beat a reminder of the years she spent without him, of the emptiness she tried to fill with ambition and success. "Raghav, I know I hurt you. I thought I could live without you, but I was wrong," she whispers, her voice shaking with emotion. "Every moment since I left, I felt like something was missing. Like I was walking around with a part of me missing." Raghav's expression softens, and for the first time, Amara sees a glimpse of the man she once loved without hesitation. His hand reaches out, brushing a stray strand of hair from her face. He leans closer, his gaze holding hers as if searching for the truth in her words. "Tell me you mean it," he says, his voice barely above a whisper. "Tell me you're not going to run away again." Her fingers tighten around his, a silent promise. She closes her eyes, and in that moment, he kisses her. The kiss is slow, filled with years of pain, regret, and love that never faded. It's a release, an unspoken understanding between them that words can't capture. They hold each other, each touch a testament to the love they tried to bury but never could. It's a moment of pure intimacy where past wounds dissolve into the present and they rediscover each other in the quiet of the night. As they grow closer, Raghav brings Amara to his latest exhibition, one that he designed specifically with her in mind. The gallery is filled with surreal installations that recreate memories, love, and loss. Each piece reflects a chapter of their love, their laughter, and even their heartbreak. The air is filled with soft music, and the dim lights cast a dreamlike glow over the room, adding an ethereal quality that blurs the lines between reality and fantasy. Amara walks through the gallery, her breath catching at each new piece. She sees a canvas with two figures intertwined, their faces obscured, but their bodies locked in an embrace. The figures are cracked, as if they've been broken and pieced back together. It's a representation of them, the love they shared, fractured by time but not completely shattered. She stops before a particular piece, a massive sculpture of two hands reaching for each other but never quite touching. It's hauntingly beautiful, symbolizing the love she left behind and the emptiness that followed. Her eyes well up with tears as she realizes the depth of Raghav's pain and the love he never let go of. Raghav approaches her, watching her reaction with quiet intensity. "This is breathtaking," she whispers, her voice thick with emotion. "It's us, isn't it?" He nods, his gaze softening. "Every piece in this room is a part of you, of us. Even when I was furious at you, even when I thought I'd move on, I found myself creating you in every brushstroke. I couldn't let go. I didn't want to." The vulnerability in his voice leaves Amara breathless. She steps closer to him, her hand reaching out to touch his cheek. "Raghav, I'm sorry," she whispers, her eyes brimming with tears. "I thought leaving would make things easier, but all it did was tear me apart. I missed you every single day." Raghav's hand covers hers, his thumb brushing over her knuckles. He leans his forehead against hers, closing his eyes. "Stay with me, Amara," he says, his voice a raw plea. "I don't care about the past. I just want you here, now." They share a deep, tender kiss, surrounded by the art that holds their story. It's a moment of pure love, an unspoken vow that they're ready to rebuild, to create something new from the fragments of their past. Their reunion leads to a choice, one that will define their future. As they sit together in his studio, dawn breaking over the city, Raghav takes her hand, his expression serious. "Amara, I need you to understand. This time, it's forever. If you choose to be with me, it's not for my success or my art. It's for me. I won't lose you again." Amara's heart pounds, and she looks up at him, realizing the magnitude of his words. She remembers the pain she felt without him, the emptiness that success couldn't fill. She understands now that true happiness is being with him, no matter what challenges they face. She wraps her arms around him, holding him as if afraid to let go. Raghav, I'm here because I love you. I don't care about anything else. I want to be with you, through everything. He pulls her close, his lips brushing her forehead in a gentle kiss. Then stay, he whispers. Stay, and let's build the life we once dreamed of. In that moment, she feels a peace she hasn't known in years. She realizes that this is what she's been searching for, a love that is imperfect yet unbreakable, a life filled with him and the art they create together. Epilogue. A Love Reborn. Years pass, and Amara and Raghav walk hand in hand through his gallery. They're no longer haunted by the shadows of their past, but instead look forward to a future filled with love and art. Raghav's work continues to thrive, now enriched by the love they've rebuilt, while Amara finds her place beside him, a partner in both life and creation. As they stand before a new piece, a canvas of two figures intertwined, not broken but whole, Raghav whispers, "This is our story. It's not perfect, but it's ours." Amara smiles, her heart swelling with love as she rests her head on his shoulder. They are bound not by perfection, but by resilience, and in that, they find a love that is truly unbreakable.